Welcome back. The Omaheke Regional Council is set to host a employment creation conference set to take place from the 6th to the 9th of June 2023. To talk to us about what necessitated this initiative and more is the Chairperson of the Regional Council, Mr. Ignasius Kariseb. Sir, good evening and welcome to the show.
Yes, good evening to you and to the viewers there outside.
Mr. Kariseb, but just to start with, talk to us about, what necessitated this conference.
Well, I must, right from the onset, indicate that when we look into our country and specifically in our region, obviously when it comes to employment opportunities for youth, we have a very big challenge as a region, and based on that, we have decided as Regional Council to convene an employment creation conference to see how best we can brainstorm on it, specifically the challenges that the youth are facing, what might be the opportunities, and how best we can address them. Obviously, under the theme, our regional approach towards employment creation in Omaheke region.
Now, of course, this conference speaks to an issue that is not foreign to the rest of the country, as you mentioned. But paint a picture for us on what the unemployment situation is really like, on the ground in your region.
Well, the unemployment situation in the region, I want to draw your attention back to the for 12 years back, we had something like close to 40% in terms of the unemployment, and 12 years down the line, as we are speaking now, obviously we have a very big number of unemployment in the region, which is, in our view, as regional leaders, not acceptable. And then based on that and the fact that we have very, very limited opportunities within the spheres of the region, as regional leadership, we decided to convene this conference and to brainstorm, obviously, to see what might be the best way out in terms of employment creation, specifically for the youth that are in our region.
It's unfortunate, but when we do speak of unemployment, the youth really are the first that comes to mind. So talk to us about how this conference is going to address this challenge for the youth and what part of the conference caters to them.
Well, the regional leadership decided to take a different direction in terms of creating employment creation in the region. And I must really indicate that as Regional Council, we decided to set aside 40% of the opportunities within the region to benefit the youth. That's one step that we took as regional leaders. And we are of the opinion and believe that after the conference, and with regard to the resolutions that will come out, we'll take these resolutions again back to the regional leadership, which is now the council. In our understanding, the regional council is the regional government that needs to address issues around whether it is social, whether it is economical, and that's exactly what we are going to do, to see what are the outcomes of the conference and how we can endorse them as council resolutions and start to implement them as such.
Mr. Kariseb, what more is the conference set to address?
Excuse me?
What else is the conference set to address?
The conference is specifically focusing, as I said, on how best we can create opportunities or find opportunities for the youth that are without opportunities in terms of employment. And obviously, there are thematic issues or areas that we are going to address. For example, within the conference, we want to understand what are the roles of the government and the policymakers in terms of employment creation. That's one thing that we are going to look into. We are going to look into the tourism sector, what might be the opportunities that are there, same in agriculture and many other sectoral divisions. But the specific focus this time around is we pulled different representatives, delegates from the 7 constituencies that will come and sit with the rest of the other expert stakeholders locally, nationally, internationally, and brainstorm and find a way in terms of what might be the best areas that we need to address to have employment creation addressed in opportunities addressed in Omaheke.
Just lastly, Mr. Kariseb, perhaps you can tell us where exactly the conference will be taking place, and of course, who you are calling, as invitees to attend this conference.
Yes, as I indicated already, maybe it's just to indicate that the conference will obviously start tomorrow afternoon with the Seed Capital Fund launching that will be officiated by our Honorable Regional Governor, Honorable Pion Ganate, and then it will continue with the proceedings on the next day, which is the 7th. That part of the conference, the official part, will be officiated by our Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Honorable Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah. The conference will will run over a period of 2-3 days, and the delegates to the conference, as I said, delegates that are youth from all 7 constituencies. We'll have local speakers. We already got indication of speakers that are coming from Ghana, Zimbabwe, South Africa, and the conference will take place at Omateko Conference Center in Khobabes, Omaheke.
Any final remarks from you, Mr. Kariseb?
Well, this time around with this specific conference, the fact that the unemployment rate in Omaheke is skyrocketing, and the fact that we took this bold step as regional leadership, we are serious about it. We want to make a way out for our youth. So we believe that through our excitement that this conference will just not go in vain in terms of paperwork, but shortly after the conference, definitely we need to take drastic steps to address the unemployment rate in our region, because it's not acceptable really to have a skyrocketing unemployment rate in amongst the youth.
Mr. Kariseb, thank you so much for your time this evening. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was the chairperson of the Regional Council, Mr. Ignasius Kariseb, speaking to us this evening, the Omaheke Regional Council, speaking to us about the Employment Creation Conference that is set to take